Yo, yo, yo. What is up? What is up, guys? Um, Actually, I'm gonna do a little swap here, right quick. Which one do I want to swap? Um, yeah, dude. Welcome back to our live stream here on Twitch. Our feedback live stream here. Um, Back in it. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a good Monday. Hope you guys had a good start to your week. Still sort of getting situated here, as you can see. Um, Hope you guys had a good weekend too. Um, I sure as hell did. Went to I had a I had a closing set at Avalon this Saturday, and it went pretty fucking well. That show actually sold out. Valentino Khan was the headliner. His set was very like all over the place, but like in a good way. He played a lot of like different stuff. He played, a lot of house, of course. Played a lot of techno. Techno was a surprising thing, but I think that's kind of what a lot of the bigger artists are kind of playing anyways. It's kind of where things are headed. Um, yeah, he played a lot of house, a lot of techno. Um, Yeah, and he brought on a bunch of like other featured artists, vocalists, and all that stuff. It was really cool time. And I got to play, and that was dope too. I still had like a really good crowd from after when Valentino Khan finished. So yeah, I had a pretty decent crowd. I got to test out a bunch of upcoming tunes. One with Rhiannon Rose that's going to be out, I believe, it's going to be out sometime next year. I tested out a tune that I've been playing out pretty regularly now with Spacewalk and Dread MC. That's going to be out next month in November on Black Void. I tested out my tune that's coming out in Space Yacht next month. That's with Grizzo. And I just tested out a bunch of like bootlegs. I've been working on bootlegs recently. I made a Music Sounds Better with You bootleg that I've currently just been kind of playing around and like live testing it. Obviously, that's going to be like a free download. So, but I don't know when I'm going to release that. Honestly, we'll just have to see. Um, and I tested out a Better Off Alone, Alice DJ Better Off Alone bootleg that I made. That one's about like 140 BPM, super fast, kind of like UKG style tune. But yeah, that actually went off pretty well. It seemed like the crowd really enjoyed it. So yeah, you guys can expect some free downloads here soon as well. Um, And then these are all my most recent releases. You got Other Side, you got Bop, both on Yoshbase. You got Fresh Cut Freaks, that's on the label. A bunch of new artists on that. Me and Broshi got that Unimaginable Check That EP on 3000 Bass. We got Gangster, that's on Future Cuts with the man's Dice. We got Hype One, that's on my label. Thick Freakness with Dread MC and Hot Fire. And then this one's actually just a free download. You can grab that on the Thick Freakness. Oh, hey, hell yeah. Thanks for all the subs. Yeah, you can grab this for free download. I can give you guys a little bit of a taste of that once we start switching screens over. And then over here, brand new, this is the one I just pulled up. Hollow Freaks Volume 3. This is our Halloween compilation. Gonna be coming out the end of the month. I'm just gonna rattle off some names that we got on here. I think I'm about to finalize it, so I'm gonna probably send it to distribution this week, and you guys can probably get a pre-save sometime next week, probably on Monday. But yeah, this compilation, we got Dutch Danis, Jackal, myself, Nezio, Apotheca, Foxed, Chuck Shadow, Unu, Shapeshifter, Candle, Tones, Dare 80, Choli, JPN, Spencer Arnold, and then maybe one additional tune, but I'm going to find out probably the next day or two. But yeah, you guys can expect a pre-save for that probably next Monday. And it's a pretty thick compilation, if I do say so myself. Came out really great. Um, yeah, this show is no longer valid, so I can hide that guy. But I have a festival this weekend, Off the Grid Campout. Tickets are still available for that if you guys are in the LA area. It's actually out in the desert, but it's a couple hours outside of LA. But super cool desert sort of festival. Really thick lineup. Um, and then besides that, the only other booking that we got going on is the Hollow Freaks release party. That'll be November 2nd, which is a Saturday. It's going to be a warehouse party. And that'll be to celebrate the compilation. And that should be a really dope lineup. I can rattle off names for that as well. We got, where is it? Oh yeah, here we go. Dutch Dennis Fox, Rhiannon Rose, myself, Dare 80, Chuck Shadow, Tones, Candle, Broshi, and Trolley. So yeah. Last but not least, our sponsor, Eargasm. If you guys ever need earplugs for shows, definitely go cop some. Eargasm.com. Use code Phantom10. Get 10% off. Really great earplugs. Highly recommend. All right. Yeah, I'll just give you guys a little taste of this before we dive into some tunes. This is a free download on the label page, Thick Freakness, on SoundCloud. Dope. Sounds good. But yeah, I'll give you guys a little taste of this. It's just like piano, bass house. Pretty cool tune that I wrote and just released for free download through Electrostep. That's about all I got to say about that. If you guys want it, you guys can download it for free. It's on Thick Freakness, the SoundCloud. Yeah. And I could probably actually show you some of these tunes from the compilation, but I'll probably do that a little bit later. That way we can get through some of these tunes. I don't think you guys want to see me just, dick around here. Want to get to the get down to business. All right, I'm gonna start loading up these tunes here, and then kind of get the queue going. Carl Say, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm just gonna load everybody up so you guys know to be present. Per usual, it's basically first come first serve. If you're in the chat, then you get priority. If you're not in the chat, you get thrown to the back of the line. And you guys can always skip the queue. There's two ways to skip the queue. You guys can use channel points in the bottom right. That little, I think it's like a crystal ball kind of looking thing. Or you could just send some monies over to my Venmo or Cash App or PayPal. That's in the bottom left there. And honestly, it doesn't matter to me how much you send. I mean, I'm not going to expect you to, break the bank just to skip the line. So anything, a little tip just, helps with the stream and all that. All right. I'm getting everyone loaded up. We got two more here. Yo, what's up, Spencer? Young Spencer. Yeah, I was just talking about the compilation right now. I got most of the tracks. I'm still waiting on a couple of masters for the compilation before I sent to distribution. All right, we got Carl Say, Rosenboom, Time Zone, Ram E, Bogor House Mafia, Don't Know, Odd Encounter, pss, pss, Tick, and Daddy JP. All right. Dude, the show is dope, man. I'm gonna probably share pictures in like probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll start sharing some pictures. But yeah, it looked it was fucking sold out, so it was fucking packed. All right, let's dive into some tunes here. Is Carl Say here? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Carl Say. Going once, going twice. Yo, what up, Naziel? All right. Yeah, you can resubmit. I'll just put you in your same spot in the line. Rosenboom. Do we got Rosenboom in the chat? Rosenboom. Going once, going twice. Back of the line. Time Zone Audio. Oh, Rosenboom, there you are. I almost skipped you, dog. You gotta speak up. All right. Good thing you said something. Let's dive into this tune here. This tune.
and scan. Feel the vibe, move and scan. Good times roll. Feel the vibe, move and scan. Feel the vibe, move and scan. Move and scan, let the rhythm fly. Good times roll. Feel the vibe, move and scan. Move and scan, let the rhythm fly. Good times roll. Feel the vibe.
Nice one. Yeah, let's go to the chat. You guys were kind of yapping about this tune. Head nodding immediately. This is a vibe. Hell of a groove. Fuck yeah. It's past your bedtime, young Nick. I'd love to hear an acid remix of this. Nice, yeah. I could definitely hear some acid. Drop a little delay reverb on those vocals. Agreed. Also feel like the kick is getting a bit lost behind those toms. I agree with that, actually. I think the kick could be a little bit more punchy. Kind of push through the mix a little bit more. I do like the sound selection. I think the drums and the actual kick sound itself is like on point. I think it's just a matter of like mixing. Maybe you can just bring up the kick a little bit more and maybe add a little bit of saturation so you get a little bit more of those highs in there. Yeah. But overall, this is a vibe, dude. Super groovy. The groove here is fucking on point. I really love the drums and the percussion. I love the sound selection. All the sounds you picked work really well together. I really love the vocals too. The vocals kind of make the tune. It really gives it some nice character. Really dig that. Yeah, the groove is on point. My biggest qualm with the tune is that it does get a little bit loopy and repetitive. I think actually the length of this track is okay. Maybe you could shorten the intro just a little bit. But I think the overall length of this is fine, and the arrangement also is okay. I just think it needs more variations and more ear candy stuff, just to kind of keep things a little bit more interesting. Yeah, so Skullsy plays. This is a feedback stream, so this is me giving you feedback on your work in progress music. So if you have stuff you're working on and you need an extra pair of ears, I'm happy to listen. And young Nezio wanted to skip the line. yes, like I mentioned, if you guys want to skip the line, you can use your channel points, or you can send some monies at the, on my Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal below on the bottom left there. But looks like Nezio used his channel points, so he'll be up next here. Rosenboom. Yes, I'd like more variation and more ear candy stuff. I think that'll kind of help keep things a little bit more interesting. The reality is, like, the idea itself is very groovy. It's a super strong foundation. I just think it needs a little bit more variation to keep things kind of moving and changing and switching up. Additionally, I also think we need some more transitional effects, especially between sections, and especially in your builds. In your builds, we need some more energy, kind of just like signaling that we're going into your drop. Yeah, I think that will kind of help things out here. There is a little bit of that here. I do hear a little bit of kind of like the energy build, but I think it could be a little bit more dramatic. Is basically what I'm getting at. But other than that, a very solid tune. Really did get super solid groove. Really love the vibe here. Good job, Rosaboom. Big tune. All right, let's see where Neziel, young Neziel, is up next because he used his channel points to skip the line. I think you just submitted, didn't you? Yeah, no problem. Bum, 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 bum. And then I'll just go over the queue real quick, just so you guys know where you are in line. There. Oh, young Nightblock. With the homie Nightblock. Okay, so yeah, Neziel's next because he used his channel points. After that, we got Time Zone, we got Ram E, we got Bogor House Mafia, we got Don't Know, we got Odd Encounter, Tick, Daddy JP, Basuda Boys, and Opale. Again, this is the queue, but if somebody's not here for whatever reason, someone's not in the chat, then they're gonna go to the back of the line. So this queue might go a lot quicker. And again, like I said, if you guys want to skip the line, you have two options to skip the line and jump ahead of the queue. So yes, you guys can take advantage of that if you would like. Nice one. Yeah, I can definitely hear Nightblock in this. Young Dan Knight, homie. He and I actually have a few tracks together. We have another one that's supposed to be coming out, I think, next year. Yeah, but this is definitely, I could definitely hear your sound in here still. But I definitely also hear Nightblock, so that's cool. That's a nice like marriage of the two sounds, which is really cool. I like where this idea is heading so far. I don't know how much time you put into it, but it already sounds like it's pretty, like the idea is pretty much already there. I love the sound design. I love the energy in this, and I love the sound selection. A few things I think to kind of change or tweak. I think that main hi-hat, the tail on it is pretty long. I think it should be shortened a little bit. Yeah, it just feels long to me. Especially in the intro. I think you can get away with kind of shortening it in the intro and maybe keeping it a little bit longer in your drops. But yeah, that's one thing. The drops are very fat. I love the sound design. Really cool variations and change-ups. I think you definitely need a stronger vocal hook in this tune. I think you have a really cool kind of like, it's like a female kind of vocal. It's kind of just doing like oohs and ahs. It's really cool as like a background vocal, but I think you need kind of like a more stronger vocal hook to kind of drive things in this tune. And then I think the drops could also be a bit longer. They feel a little bit short. But I think, yeah, I mean, it sounds like, obviously this is a work in progress, so you're probably going to get to that. I do think the drops could be a little bit longer. Maybe just like another eight bars or something. And then I also put here, yeah, I really dig this second drop. You put in like this interesting kind of new percussion. It sounds like a tambourine or a sleigh bell. The sleigh bell was like the thing I could kind of liken to the most, but it sounds cool. It actually works really well. It's kind of layered with your open hat. It's really cool. It sounds like a sleigh bell, like fucking like Christmas, but it doesn't feel out of place. It actually feels like it's supposed to be there. It's really cool. I really dig that. Yeah. Really dope sound design. Honestly, this is something that I would play out for sure. So yeah, once you it's the same synth pitched up. Oh, sick. Yeah, dude, when you finish this, like, let me know. I would be down to play this out. Whatever you end up doing with it, I would be down to play it out. But yeah, super sick. Good job, Neziel. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, no problem. Dude, we got Time Zone here. Actually, I'm gonna rattle off the queue again. Time Zone, if you're here, just say what's up so I can get you next. We got Time Zone, we got Rami, we got Burger House Mafia, we got Don't Know, we got Odd Encounter, we got Psst, 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 we got Teak, we got Daddy JP, we got Basuda Boys, we got Opale. All right, if I called your name, just know that you're in the queue. I will prioritize your tune as long as you're in the chat. If you're not in the chat, you're going to the back of the line. All right, Time Zone Audio, you're here. Time Zone, going once. Time Zone, going twice. All right, Time Zone's going to the back of the line. Do we got Ram E? Ram E. Yeah, there's no problem. But there's no genre restrictions in this feedback stream. We get all sorts of stuff, dude. Trust me, we get like drum and bass in here. Sometimes we get even like rock, psychedelic rock. We get hip hop, all over the place. But yeah, it's pretty interesting stream. Okay, Ram E, going once, going twice. All right, to the back of the line we go. See, this queue might actually go pretty quick. Do we got Bogor House Mafia in the chat? Bogor House Mafia. Going once, going twice. All right, back of the line. Back of the line you go. All right, Don't Know. I saw Don't Know here earlier. Just say what's up and we'll play your tune. Don't Know. There he is. Let's do it. Damn, that fucking this track is fucking ridiculous. It's fucking fat, bro. You guys are you guys still in your ads right now, or are you guys back? The ads ended for you. But yeah, this was a fucking sick ass track, man. Yeah, like, cause I play a lot of UKG, a lot of bass house, a lot of house, a lot of breaks, UK bass. This is something I would definitely play in a set. It's fucking fat. I'm just gonna go to my notes here. I love the intro. It's very dark and ominous. I'm digging the sound design. Drop is super fat. Really nice change ups and variations in the drop. You do a good job of like kind of like pulling things out and then just like slapping it back in. Really great job with those variations and change ups. Super solid arrangement. Really good sound selection and sound design. Really got good job playing around with the energy and like the push pull, the tension. And then great like job with the variation on the second drop as well. So it definitely had like its own kind of flavor and sauce to it, which is great. My only piece of feedback with this tune is there's plenty of space in there for a vocal. And I think a vocal would definitely set this track even further apart. I definitely heard it within the drops. Obviously, like in your break sections, you want to have that vocal kind of going full force. But I was kind of just like hearing, spaces within your drops where you can just like slap a vocal in there, kind of as like a callback. There's definitely space in there. So yeah, I would go and kind of mess around, try and find some vocals. Like everybody, I recommend I would say try to use your own vocals just to make it a little bit more unique and kind of like your own, give it your own flavor. But yeah, reality is like you can always find a vocalist. I think if you can't find a vocalist, I would say go and use your own vocals. I think it's always the best thing to do. Even if it's just like spoken word shit, like you don't even have to be like a great singer by any means. You just have to be kind of pretty decent at vocal processing, honestly, which is pretty easy to learn if you just like mess around with it. But yeah, overall super dope tune. Don't know. Let me know what you end up doing with this. Honestly, like I said, I'd be down to play this out. Really dope tune. I'm doing well. I am doing lovely. Okay, next up we got Odd Encounter. Yeah, no problem, man. Odd Encounter, you said that you're doing homework. There he is. All right, cool. Nice one, dude. This is a really dope tune. When the intro started initially, that's not kind of it wasn't the direction that I was expecting it to go, but it kind of surprised me in a really good way. Um, yeah, I like the direction that this is going so far. Really cool sound design. Um, I could definitely hear a rapper over this. Um, yeah, that's one thing I would say. It definitely has space for a vocal. Really nice intro. Really love the sound design and sound selection. I feel like the sub can kind of be boosted a little bit more, especially for this kind of style. I think the sub needs to kind of punch through. You need to feel it like in the floor and shit. Feel it in your body. So that's one thing to consider as far as like mixing wise. Um, and I also, as far as mixing wise, I'm hearing like little clicks. I'm hearing little clicks, which is probably coming from the mid bass. I might be mistaken. I think it might be from the vocal. So yeah, that's something to just kind of consider when you're doing your mix downs. There's little clicks. There's probably just like artifacts, pops in the vocal. Um, so I mean, yeah, you might want to just go in and kind of clean those up a little bit, just so that it's not as audible. Obviously, I hear these things because like I'm trained to kind of listen for that stuff, but like the average listener probably won't hear that. But I'm just a fucking weirdo. So I hear this stuff. Um, so yeah, you could just, I mean, I think it's a pretty easy thing to kind of clean up though. Overall, I dig the drops. The arrangement's super solid. Um, looks like a pretty short tune overall. But I think that's kind of typical for the style anyway, so I don't think that's really a big deal. I think if you're able to get a vocal, that'll probably kind of help you. Um, if you get a vocal, that'll kind of help create some more momentum in this track and kind of help drive it a little bit more. So yeah, I think that's probably your next step is to find a rapper or some sort of vocalist to kind of um, slap in here. I think that might be the thing. But yeah, overall, super solid 2 dot encounter. Some little tweaks mix wise, but I think that the idea is like definitely fucking solid. And then just try and find a vocal. Sounding great so far though. Hell yeah. Any shows in Europe this year? I am not playing any shows in Europe this year. I would absolutely fucking love that. I'm gonna be in Amsterdam next week for ADE. So yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not playing any shows, but I'll be out there going to a bunch of other shows and networking and whatnot. Yeah. I sort of have like a preliminary sort of idea of where I'm going. Google Sheets. I don't know if it's on here. Google Sheets. I made like a little... What the fuck, bro? Alright, I'm not going to do that here. I don't want you guys to see my shit. Maybe it's on my Firefox. Maybe it's on my Firefox. Google Sheets. Yeah, I made like a little bit of a schedule so far. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you guys can see that. Okay, cool. Um, this is all I have so far. I'm going to this Denhaku and Serpentale party. EDM.com has something going on in the middle of the day. We got Monster Cat on the Thursday. Neon Owl Friday. I still haven't found anything to do on Friday night, but I'm sure I'll run into something. A bunch of homies that are going, so I'm sure I'll find something. And then I'm going to this Dirty House thing. AC Slater and NPH are playing, so I definitely wanted to go to that. But yeah, this is kind of like a tentative thing. I still have to kind of fill this out, but I'm going to do that over this week. Any hoops. Yeah, it's my first ADE, so I'm pretty... it's my first ADE, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. All right. Thanks, Odd Encounter, for that dope tune. Up next, we got Psst, Psst, Psst. I saw Psst, Psst, Psst in the chat earlier. It's such a fun name to say, honestly. Like calling your cat. Psst, 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 Psst. Psst, Psst, Psst. All right. Let's listen to this tune.
Run it up.
Nice. Nice one. Dude, hey, you know what's funny? For whatever reason, I was already thinking that Nezio was gonna say something about this track. For whatever reason, I just had like this gut feeling that Nezio was gonna say something, and I was right. No, but I'm glad. I'm glad because this feels kind of like along like Nezio's um his cup of tea, his wheelhouse, his ballpark. Yeah, it sounds a lot of like a lot of the stuff that kind of like you play and you're kind of used to signing on Cardist and stuff. But yeah, no, I'm glad that Nezio said something. I would definitely take Nezio's word on that. He definitely knows what he's doing with these sorts of style of bass lines. Um, Bass is too flat, needs a bit more body and sub. Yeah, I would definitely take Nezio's word for that. But overall, I really dig this tune. That bass line's fucking fat. Um, what's up, Alive? Um, oh yeah, I can go check on that. Let me just get through this tune first, and then I'll take a look. Um, oh yeah, thanks for subbing, man. Appreciate it. Baseline's fat. I think your intro and outro are a bit too long. I would basically kind of remove these even for like an extended edit. I would say this is still kind of long. So I would remove this like kind of section, or I would just kind of just like remove about like 8 bars. So you can remove like half of this first section, then half of the second section. Um, However you want to do it. I mean, but I think you can just kind of chop down things and kind of just like streamline it. Because I think a lot of this is kind of just like fluff. So the same thing with this outro too. You can kind of remove some of this. Yeah, just to kind of, like I said, streamline things. It's an easy thing to do. I was gonna say the baseline. Thanks. I got a haircut like 2 weeks ago, but I'm supposed to go get it. My hair grows so fucking fast. I'm gonna go for another haircut this week, because I have shows to play this weekend. So the bass line, I think it needs to be high passed in your breaks a little bit more. You're doing it, you're high passing it. I can hear the filter kind of closing up when you're getting into your drop, towards your drop. Right here. Lots of testosterone here, for sure, man. Lots of testosterone in this chat. I mean, just in music in general. It's pretty male dominated. Nothing wrong with that, though. Yes, I think you could do more of a high pass on that bass line, especially in your breaks and in your build. I think it would have a little bit more impact on your drops, to kind of pull out the bass a little bit more in the breaks and the builds. Yes, Google Form is the way to go. Another thing, I think this vocal is a bit too dry and it's a bit too thin for my taste. I'm gonna be honest here, and I don't mean this in any bad way at all. I mean, it's just personal taste, but I'm not a huge fan of the vocal. It sounds a bit generic to me, to be honest. I would personally pick something else for the vocal, but if you're gonna keep this, I would definitely add some more processing and some more layers to it. So if you could try to get some more reverb, maybe some harmonics, harmonic layers, you can bring it down a few steps or up a few steps, either or. And not just that vocal, but there's another secondary vocal in there too. I would say the exact same thing. I think it's a bit too dry and a little bit too thin, so it needs some more processing to it. That's if you're gonna keep the vocal. The reality is, like I said, if it was my tune, but it's not my tune. But if it was my tune, I would swap out the vocal for something a little bit more kind of memorable and kind of stands out a little bit more. Also mix wise, I think the vocal is a little bit loud. You could probably bring it down just a smidge. Um, but the drops are really dope. I really dig the drops. I'm hearing some really nice groove on that bass line. Really cool ear candy stuff. I think you did a really good job of keeping things interesting. Lots of like really cool wonky sounds in the background, but they didn't feel like they were distracting or they didn't feel random. They feel like they were just in the right places and the right pockets. So I would say very well done on that. So yeah, I think the main thing is just like a little bit of baseline stuff, using a high pass on the breaks and builds, and then the vocal is entirely up to you. It's your tune, but personally, I would probably swap it out for something a little bit more substantial. It's probably the best word I could use. But overall, solid tune, solid idea. Um, Thanks for sending this over. Empire, I got a tune in here for you. I'm gonna go check on yours. What was your Aza? You said you submitted something last week and I didn't get to it. And then we got Quivero. Yeah, Quivero. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I said that right. Quivero. All right. And let me check from last week. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, so I got Flight here. Is that the track you're talking about, Flight? Okay, let me see if this link works. Oh yeah, it's broken. So yeah, just resend the link. And we can get to it. All right. Teak. T-I-Q-K. Teak. Are you in the chat? Is that you, Ghostwire? You're Teak? Okay, cool. Let's dive in. We can run through the queue real quick just to let you guys all know. We got Teak right now. We got Daddy JP. We got Basuda Boys. We got Opeo, Empire, Quivero, and then all these people aren't in the chat, so they're in the back of the line here. All right, let's dive in. Nice. Are you on ads right now? Teak, Ghostwire? Because if so, I can wait. I can wait till you're back. Okay. Okay, I'll wait a second then. Nice. All right. Just let me know when you're back in. Okay, ads be gone. Be gone, thought. This tune is dope, man. I don't really listen to this like style or genre. So I don't really have too much of a reference point to give feedback from, but from what I'm hearing here, it sounds very similar to kind of like you know, like left field bass, you know, left field bass music. But it's really dope. I really like the sound design, the kind of glitchiness of it. It definitely has like a dubstep sort of feel to it. The sub is fucking fat. I'm really digging that. All the sound design is very cool because it's like it doesn't stay super consistent, but it's similar enough so that you have something to kind of latch onto. I like all the variations, the change ups. There's like little like random ear candies here and there, and they don't really like repeat, which is cool. Hear like little vocal slots and like some little breakbeat sections, which is cool. But there's a lot of variation in here, which is really, really great. Overall, super solid arrangement. I like the kind of length of this. It feels just about perfect. It sounds like you got like basically three different drops going on here. The percussion's very sick, very nice. It really adds to kind of like the swing and the groove of things. Really digging the sound design, the glitches, the sub's really nice. I think the only thing that I kind of noticed, I feel like the kick could kind of punch through a little bit more. And that's only if I'm going to be kind of picky about things. I think especially with like, left field bass and just like bass music in general, you want that kick to kind of punch through. So I think, yeah, that's really the only thing that I heard and the only thing that I think you could work on, but the reality is everything else here sounds fucking great. Very clean, very fat, really interesting work. And I mean that in the best way possible. Very unique. Yeah, good job, Teak. Yeah, no problem. All right, we got Daddy JP, Basuda Boys, Opale, Empire, and Quivero. That is the lineup. Just so you guys know where you are. Let's do it.
Sound with the rude boy things.
Nice one. Yeah, I called your name, but you didn't respond. So, yeah, typically, if you're in the chat, then I'm gonna prioritize your tune. But if you're not here, I'm just gonna put you in the back of the line. But since you're here now, yeah, like I said, you're back in the queue, so no worries. Yeah, Daddy JP, really dope tune. Really digging the energy here. Kind of the same feedback that I gave. Intro and outro could definitely use some shaving down. I think it's, there's just a little bit too much kind of like fluff. It's not really necessary to have it in there. Yeah, intro and outro can definitely be shaved down. And kind of just like dive right into things. The vocal is really dope. I really dig the vocal. It fits really well with the overall kind of theme and vibe you got going on here. Yeah, solid kind of like build section. Lots of like really cool sound selection and sound design. I will say though, I like how this first drop starts, except with the exception of the vocal. You're using like really long phrases. And I think you should probably stick to kind of like shorter phrasing. Especially at the very beginning of the drop. I think you kind of want to let that beat breathe. So like the listener can get a taste of all the sound design. So I think the vocal should be used a lot more sparingly in the first part of that drop. You did a good job of it. After the first 8 bars, you kind of went into the section where the vocal is more of like a call response element. Which is very well done. I think that's kind of the way you want to have the vocal, because it allows the beat to breathe and allows the vocal to breathe, and they both kind of have their own space. I was gonna say even more so on the second drop. Yeah, I like the pick too. Pretty badass. I think the second drop actually does an even better job of this. You're just using it as a kind of like an accent. Feeling the vibe. Feeling the vibe. I think, yeah, the vocal in this first part of the drop just needs to be used a little bit more sparingly. And you already have examples within this track itself where it works. It works really well as kind of more of like an accent or like a call response element. I don't think using these full phrases is really great because, yeah, it gets a little bit cluttered. Especially because you have like really big like re-spaces and saws and stuff. Yeah, I think it's a lot of those mid elements are fighting for the same space. So if you can use the vocal a little bit more sparingly in that first part of the drop, I think that would be advantageous. Really cool ear candies. I love a lot of the sound design and sound selection. Yeah, really sick. Love all those like synths, little like yeah, it works really well. And it adds to this kind of like journey that you're kind of taking the listener through. So like, yeah, like lots of really great variations and change ups and overall like evolution, which is exactly what you want. So yeah, arrangement's very solid. Really nice variations, really great ear candies and sound design and sound selection. Um, One other thing I noticed in particular is your main open hat. I think can come down in the mix just ever so slightly, and I think you can kind of shorten the tail on it. Tail is kind of long. Yeah, I think yeah, I think it could just shorten it ever so slightly. I don't think it needs to be as long as you have it. Um, and then these rides as well. Same thing. I think the tails on those can kind of be shortened, or it can kind of it can decay a little bit quicker, I think. I really love this second build and the second pre-drop. Fucking sick. I really love that. I love that. And then I love the second drop. Really well done on that. So yeah, my main points were you can slim down the intro, you can slim down the outro, and I think the first part of that first drop, you can simplify the vocal and make it a little bit more effective. You don't have to use these really long phrases because there's a lot going on in that drop already. So you kind of want to make sure that the focus is going to be mostly the sound design and the beat. But yeah, good job, Daddy JP. Well done. Lots of energy in this tune. Up next is the man's Basuda Boys, Young Nick. Let's see if we make sure we didn't get any other submissions. We got one here from Caliber. So we're going to add you into the queue. All right. Nope. All right. So we got Basuda Boys, we got Opeo, we got Empire, we got Quivero, we got Azah, Bogo Warehouse Mafia, and Caliber. That's who's in the queue. Just make sure that you guys are here. So when I call up your tune, we can dive into it. nice. Fucking love the groove here in this tune. Let's see what the chat has to say. What up, DeMerlo? Vibes. Brazilian? Question mark? What a bop, by the way. This is fire. I dropped this in a set for sure. Cool tune. I feel like the kick and sub can hit harder. Same with that stab. Needs layering. Feels thin, and that bass sound can be amped up more with distortion maybe, or some side chain on the bass sound. Oh, happy birthday, DeMerlo. How old are you turning? What you're what? So that makes you what? A Libra, I guess. Honestly, I only know that because my brother's birthday is tomorrow, so. Yeah, kick and bass could be tweaked a bunch to pop some more into the mix. Maybe swap out kick. Honestly, I think that kick is fat, dude. I really dig the kick. I think there's a lot of really nice groove with that kick sub combination. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, lots of Libras, man. I might have taken a little bit too much off the top of the sub. Okay. Yeah, I think that's something you could definitely look into. Fat kick. Really nice vocal build. The drop's really fat. You know what's funny? Initially, I thought this was a drop. And then I just realized that it was still the intro. So you had me fooled. And then once the drop actually hit, I was like, oh, this is the drop. I really dig all the little ear candies and stuff. Everything worked really well. I really dig the sound design. But the head did in fact bop. The vocal, I think the vocal has a little bit of a hiss to it. That's the best way I could describe it. I would recommend some de-essing on that vocal. Also, when that vocal does a little repeat thing. Yeah, it feels too much overdrive. I think you could probably, I think it might be something as simple as just adding a little bit of a fade on the beginning of that sample. It might just be, it might just not be hitting that zero cross point. I don't think, it doesn't sound like it's clicking or anything, so maybe it's not hitting the... But I think it could just be finessed ever so slightly, just like a little bit of a fade at the beginning, not like a bunch where you're killing the fucking transient, but just enough just to kind of like just ease it in a little bit. Yeah, I really love the drop. Really nice ear candy, really solid like variations and change ups. I'm really digging the groove here. Yeah, it sounds like the chat has a lot of thoughts as well as far as the kick and sub relationship. Yeah, I would take a look at that. I really think that the groove is very solid. I think the arrangement's also very solid, and I like the drops. The drops are very fat. Yeah, the main thing for me is just, I think that vocal just needs a little bit of a de-esser on it to kind of clean up that top end, the hiss, and then maybe just a little bit of a fade on the beginning of the vocal sample. Is that it? Is that all I had? I think that's primarily it. That's all I had. Yeah, no problem, dude. It's probably late for you, huh? It's what, 3 hours? You're 3 hours from me, so it's what, 11:30 for you. See, that would be past my bedtime. See, for me, it's 8:30, so I'm still vibing. All right. Yeah, dude, I'm up at like 6:30 in the morning, so I can get away with being up till like, I don't know, 11:30, 12. like 11:30 latest. So we got Opale here, Empire, Quivero, Azah, and the Bogor House Mafia, and then Caliber. Let's see if there's any other submissions here. Okay, no more submissions. So this is the queue for now. Let's dive into this tune. Nice, dude. This is really interesting, very unique. Obviously, this isn't like the typical like dance music that we hear in the feedback stream. This is definitely more like, I don't know, like IDM. Um, Very interesting. The vocal is very nice. I think the vocal works really well in this tune. This is for a remix contest. Nice. Um, yeah, a lot of the sound design is really great. Um, Overall arrangement's very solid. I think I'm really digging the overall kind of vibe you got going on here. Um, I think the only thing for me is gonna be mixing stuff. The vocal, when you start getting into these other sections here, it starts to get a little bit lost. And I think the reason why is primarily because your sub is taking up a lot of your mix. So it almost feels like the vocal is a secondary element to the sub, which I think it should be actually the opposite way around. The vocal should be a little bit more front and center, and the sub should be more of a supporting element. Obviously, you want your sub to be present, and you want to actually feel it. So I think in that respect, you're definitely feeling the vocal, but kind of at the detriment of losing the vocal. So I would say maybe probably just bring the vocal up in the mix more. Yeah, and then you hear those other kind of supporting elements. I think it's kind of like a harp, or it sounds like a harp. And like the other pads, I think those can kind of be secondary to the vocal. I think the vocal needs to sit a little bit higher than some of those other sort of instruments, harp or pads or keys or whatever. So I think your vocal needs to kind of be a little bit higher dynamically in the mix. It needs to be a little bit more front and center, because I feel like that should be more of a focal point. All the other kind of elements should be more supporting roles, and your vocal should be a little bit more front and center. And the focal point. The vocal is always the focal point. Yeah, I think that's primarily it. I think it's really just a little mixing, which is really an easy fix. And I think it's really just a matter of adjusting some of the sounds. I think you could push up the vocal ever so slightly and kind of pull down some of those other supporting elements just ever so slightly, and I think that'll kind of level things out a little bit more. But that's all I got to say about that. Very dope tune, really unique. Really digging the sound design. And then you can always use like a dynamic EQ, so you can have the vocal kind of pop through some of those pads and stuff. If you have a FabFilter Pro Q3, that's an easy way to. Oh yeah, Empire, you sent me the link. Yeah, they should still be open. Bing bong. But yeah, I would say, Opeo, if you can use a dynamic EQ, that might help clean things up a little bit. It'll help your vocal kind of stand out a little bit more. So yeah, we got Empire here. All right, here's the queue. We got Empire next. We got Quivero. We got Azah, Bogor House Mafia, Caliber, and then Siskiyou. Just make sure you guys stick around in the chat if you want to hear your tune and get your feedback. All right. I like how he's like this little like outro. That's funny. Yeah, dude, that was fucking sick. It was definitely surprising. Like, I feel like if you were to play this out live, you would definitely like catch a lot of people off guard. Playing this like in a bass set, you know, having that jazz come and people be like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then that bass would hit them, the drop would hit them. They're like, "Oh fuck." It's really funny. It's really cool. I like the idea. Chat has to say, "God damn, geez, holy fuck that sub." Yeah, fuck that sub. Yeah, the sub is very much so on point. I'm all about mixing styles and genres. Da 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 da. Man, props for being unique with it, for real. Took me from Cowboy Bebop to Cowboy Terminator. That Vox slaps. Tank was the main inspiration for the first part of the song. Yeah, dude, this is really cool. I really dig all the jazz parts. In reality, I was kind of expecting the first drop to kind of tie in some of those jazz elements. But the reality is, I don't think it's a bad thing that the direction you kind of took this in, because you ended up using the jazz elements in the second drop. So I think it's, you know, it's still fucking dope. Yeah, we got a lot of left field bass today. And it's always harder to kind of give feedback on left field bass because it's such a niche genre, and a lot of it kind of hinders on taking a lot of like creative risks. That's really where it thrives, to be honest. So really all these creative risks that you're taking, they work. And I think you did a really good job of implementing them. We got a sax player that's going to play on the B part of the first drop. We're going to run his sax through some guitar amps. Oh, nice. Yeah, dude, that sounds great. I say totally go for that. Where this track is currently sitting in its current state, I think it's already sounding great. I honestly wouldn't change a thing. And I don't really have feedback for you. I think it's already sounding fucking great. Just keep doing what you're doing, honestly. That's my only piece of feedback or wisdom I can give you, is just keep doing what you're doing. Well done, Empire. All right, I'm gonna go pee real quick, but then we'll do Quivero right when I get back. Bing bong. All right. So, yeah, let's dive in here.
I still hear the echoes fading in the dark. I still hear the echoes beating in my heart. I still hear the echoes fading in the dark. I still hear the echoes beating in my heart. I still
Good job, Quivero, man. I love that we got some drum and bass today. Um, Usually there's actually more drum and bass in this stream, but this was a very left field bass heavy stream today. Um, Really nice intro. I'm loving this vocal. This vocal is really well done, and it's also processed very well too. And I like the change in the tonality. You know, first it starts at kind of like a very level, kind of typical female vocal range, and then you do this little pitch down, which is a nice change up, and it sounds like it still like works and it fits really well. I was gonna listen for something here.
I still hear the echo in the dark. I still
There's a pop right there. You hear a little pop,
I still
and I think it's the vocal.
I still hear the
So yeah, I'm imagining it's the vocal. You probably just have to do a little bit of a fade on that. It's not a big deal. It's really easy to fix. I like the way you introduce the drums. I really love the respace here you got going on. I think that kind of like those toms, I think are a little bit too low in the mix. I think those can kind of come up. They seem that they're kind of tucked in too much. Yeah, I think they could come up just a little bit more. The drop's very nice. I love like the interplay between kind of like the synths you have in there and then the vocal that comes in. The sub is very nice. Initially I put here that I feel like the kick could kind of punch through the mix a bit more, but then the reality is the part I was listening to was this section. It was like this transitional. And I think you kind of did that on purpose. It kind of it's like a more of like a down tempo change in energy. So honestly I think the kick is fine as it is. I really love the vocal layering, especially coming into the second break build. You have both sitting on top of each other. You know, you have the main vocal, which is sitting in that kind of like regular female vocal range, and then you have the pitch down vocal, so they're kind of sitting on top of each other, and they sound really great together. So very well done with that. And yeah, by far my favorite part of this track is that second drop. Second drop is fucking dope. Yeah, very well done. Yeah, just some like little tweaks here and there. But this track is basically done. You don't really have to do much else to it. Good job, Quivero. All right, we got Azah, we got Bogor House Mafia, we got Caliber, we got Siskiyou. Let's do it.
on clouds, colors swirling around. Bass in my bones, a hypnotic sound. Lost in the moment, worries fade away. Just vibes and good times,
Nice one. Yeah, I definitely get that kind of late night drive sort of vibe. I think this picture of the moon is definitely adding to that. But yeah, the vocal is very nice, very well done. Very good delivery and very good processing on it. I like the kind of accompanying melodies as well. I think he did a really good job of just like overall just like songwriting with the melodies and kind of being able to kind of carry this through, kind of telling a story with the vocal. It's very nice. Obviously, this is a work in progress because we're only getting like the intro, break build, and then drop one, and then this kind of like secondary break. So I'm imagining you still have to write kind of like a second drop. But so far so good. I think it's heading in a really great direction. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think it definitely, obviously, I think it still needs to be kind of properly mixed down. I think the sub's in a really nice place, but I think since you have the vocal and your kind of main lead playing simultaneously, I think it needs a little bit of cleaning up on that front. Kind of make sure there's a little bit of a separation between the vocal and the main lead. And yeah, I think obviously once you get through your mixing, you'll get to the mastering stage. So this will definitely be louder. But I do think that the sub's already in a very nice spot. So once you do get into mastering, it's gonna sound even bigger. But yeah, I think primarily it's just making sure you get your mix down right with those main leads and the vocal. But I think already you're heading in a good direction with the actual songwriting portion of this. Yeah, just make sure to keep moving forward with this, and then write your second drop, make it a little bit more weird and crazy and energetic. But yeah, so far so good. Sounding great. Good job, Azah. All right, do we got Bogor House Mafia? Are you still in the chat here with us? Young Bogor House Mafia. Beep boop boo doo boo doop boop boo doo boo doop. Bogor House Mafia. Okay, Bogor House Mafia is not here. Back to the back of the line. We got Caliber. Is Caliber in the chat? Caliber and Siskiyou. Are you guys here? Alright, we got Caliber. Siskiyou, are you here too? We'll make sure to get you next as long as you're in the chat. Okay, cool. Let's do it.
faded. Shut the fuck up!
That's funny, man. That's kind of what I was thinking too, man. It's this track is loud as fuck, but like not in a bad way that it's like overly distorted and kind of smushed. It's actually really well mastered. Um, yeah, the reality is like this kind of music isn't really my cup of tea per se, but you know I absolutely fucking respect it because the sound design is fucking crazy. It's really fucking loud. It's really huge sound design, really huge mastering. So really well done on that. Like I really dig the overall kind of vibe of it. The vocals really nice. I really dig the sound selection. I can't really give like very direct feedback on this style because quite frankly I just don't listen to this type of stuff. But from what I'm hearing, everything sounds, you know, right. Um, it's fucking huge. The mix is very clean. You know, you're using a lot of like really big elements, but you know your kick and your snare are still popping through like they should. Um, and you know there's a lot of drama in those breaks and build sections. So I think yeah, whatever you're doing here is really well done. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't have feedback for you. I just say you know just keep doing what you're doing, Caliber. Hell yeah. All right, we got Siskiyou. I don't think Carl stays here. Time Zone, Ram E, Bulgar House Mafia. All right, let's do Siskiyou. And I think this might be the last one for the night. Uh, yeah, and then I'll just do the rest of these offline. Nice one. Yeah, getting a lot of left field bass today, which is really cool. It's definitely outside of the norm of this live stream, but it's cool. It's a nice little like palette cleanser. Yeah, really digging the vibes here. A lot of really nice groove and swing here. Definitely a lot of like really nice dynamics. Your low end is very nice. Overall, the mix here is very clean. Um, yeah, that the rhythm on that main kind of lead synth is really cool. Bloop 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 bloop. It's not on grid, which is really cool. It kind of adds to that swing. Bloop 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 bloop. Overall, this is a really dope tune. I like the direction it's setting. I think it's still, it's a relatively short song, so it sounds like you still have enough space to kind of throw in a second drop. But so far this is sounding really great. And I'm really digging sound selection, sound design, and the overall arrangement so far. So yeah, my only piece of feedback is just keep going, keep doing what you're doing, because this is already sounding great. All right. That's gonna be the last one of the night. So yeah, just a reminder, I'm gonna be back again next Monday, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Pacific time here on Twitch. I usually announce it every Monday morning, or I'll go through all the Discords that, if you guys probably found me on Discord, I'll announce it through all the Discords and on my socials. So go ahead and give me a follow if you'd like. I won't be offended if you don't. It's okay. But I will be back next Monday, 7 p.m. here on Twitch and YouTube. Actually, I'm doing YouTube now. So give me a follow on the things. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Keep an eye out for that compilation pre-save, Hollow Freaks Volume 3. That'll be coming out October 25th. Pre-save will be available next Monday. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Stay moist, get thick. Hell yeah, brother.